Hello and welcome to Roni Programs. Today we've got a couple of very short but fun stories that we're going to take care of. The first one is the trainer card, adding money to the trainer card, and in general just adding money to the game. So let's go ahead and just kind of put this in a comment right here. So I'm sorry. Let's put this outside of the test. We're actually going to be updating this test. So let's see, when the trainer card is opened, we just want to make sure that it displays money. And then when I start a new game, the player begins at 3,000. So we can kind of wrap that up into a single assertion. So I can say get by text, and then this $Poké sign, and then 3,000. We won't use commas actually. We want that to be in the document. So hopefully this is going to be a short little story. Let's go ahead and run our tests. And we see our trainer card on the right here. So the first thing we're going to do is jump into the trainer card component and go ahead and add add the field for money. So we have this little $Poké sign, and we're going to be rendering the, let's say, player money, something like that. Player money is a prop that's just going to be a number. We're going to take that in from the trainer card. So the game is not currently providing the trainer card with player money because player money doesn't exist. We don't have the concept of player money yet. And so let's go into the types file and let's add money to the player. I think this is a reasonable place for it. So let's add a money field on the player. Keep it alphabetized, of course. And right now, the player's starting with 0 money. We want to change that. We want the player to start with 3,000. And so what would be the best way to do that? So the way we could do it is when a new game is started, we could set the player's money to 3,000. Because if the player's money is not defined, that could be another way of doing it. Let me think about this. So when it loads the save data, there may or may not be money defined. So for old, like, existing games, the player's just gonna have no money. Which, since we're in the very early alpha stages, I don't think we need to worry about breaking existing saves or anything like that. Or I've got a save game and I'm implementing money, but if you've already started, you don't have money. I think we're not worrying about problems like that. We have the luxury to just say, create a new game. You can't really do much anyways yet. So small tangent, but let's stage what we have so far. And let's think about how we want to give the player money. So we have a new game component, and I noticed actually we have an on transition to overworld method, which I think in the last episode we're calling this function when the trainer card's closed, and we're also calling it when the continue option is selected. So maybe this isn't the best place to assign that, but maybe when the player's name is selected, that could be a reasonable time. So the player gets the player name and maybe starts out with starting maybe player starting money or something like that. Of course, we'll have to define this, perhaps in our list of constants. So we can say player starting money equals 3,000, something like that. We'll import this. And then the last thing we need to do is actually pass the player money. So maybe we can create a variable for that. Save data dot player dot money. Whoops, dot money, and 0 if there's no money in the save data. Awesome. So that's our test. I think that's our feature. Let's go ahead and test it, make sure it's working in the app. So I'm going to remember, so this, I think what happens is like React is trying to reload and something gets screwed up. I'll have to figure out what's happening there. So anyways, let's start a new game because that's how we're gonna get money. So right, I went over it fast, but right when we selected our name, that's when the player's money should have been populated. We're gonna open the menu, and indeed we see we have 3,000 Polka dollars. So let's for fun, let's save, refresh, and continue the game, and we still have 3,000 Polka dollars. Cool. So I think we can mark this feature as complete. We can come in here and say feat trainer card money and commit. Oh, I'm in search. I make that mistake all the time. Yes. Who knows how I get anything done? Let's start this next story just because it's super quick. So I want the game text to use a monospaced font like the old games, or like the original. And the font size should be more or less the font size in the original game. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. We can make small adjustments as needed. Let's do that. So this is going to be a pretty visual one, but I didn't have it quite set up to go back and forth like I wanted, but I think it's fine. Let's jump into maybe the screen. Would that be a good place for it? So maybe we could say anything on the screen has a font family. What are our options? Monospace, that seems good. And we can kind of see what that looks like. So that actually looks pretty good. I think the font size might be a little bit too big. Maybe we could just do like a quick comparison. We could do something like Pokemon Red start screen and just kind of like eyeball how big the continue how big this is. So there's that, and we have continue new game. It's interesting. Our options are title case, but they're all caps in the original. So maybe we can fix that too. I actually think that that's probably pretty close. Let's make it all caps and see if it looks closer to the original font size. Where would that be? That would be in the main menu. Something like that. Really what we could do, no, I take it back. Okay. New game. Okay. I think that is reasonably close. Maybe a better test would be to have main menu like in game. We could kind of eyeball this. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 options when you've got the Pokedex and Pokemon, and it almost takes up the full height. So maybe we could continue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could imagine 6, 7, almost taking up the full height. I think that's a good font size. I like what we have here. So that's it. This story we can mark as done. And we didn't have to do anything for the font size, but we did make this monospace, and just because we were here and noticed it, we made these capital as well. So we can say this is, maybe we could even separate it. This could be feature, monospace font. What did we call it? Font style. I'm just going to call it monospace font. In here, I can do fix, capit, we can say caps, case, main menu items. And that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. This was just a super short one. Yeah, I'll see you in the next episode.